Hello folks, my name is Rich Keener. I'm the Village Manager for the Village of Villa Park. And today's one of my segments where I talk about an upcoming board meeting's agenda. So folks, today I'll be talking about Monday, December 6th formal board meeting agenda. And on Monday, we'll also have a public hearing. So folks, let's start. So on Monday, December 6th at 6:45, we're going to have a public hearing. And then at 7 o'clock, we go right into the formal board meeting's agenda. So folks, let's start. So the agenda for the 6:45 public hearing is as follows. So it's a public notice. Our public notice is hereby given that the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, will hold a public hearing at the date and time listed, which is obviously Monday, December 6th at 6:45. The hearing will be held in the Village Hall Board Chamber, second floor, located at 20 South Ardmore Avenue, Villa Park, Illinois. The purpose of the hearing is as follows. So on the agenda, number 1 is the call meeting to order. Number 2 is the discussion. So we have 2A. It's overview of the proposed village budget for the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning on January 1st, 2022 and ending on December 31st, 2022. The proposed budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2022 and ending on December 31st, 2022 has been on file and conveniently available for public inspection in Village Hall and on the Village's website. A budget presentation was formally held on November 22nd, 2021. On Monday, the public hearing is being held to accept public comment on the proposed FY 2022 budget. Following the public hearing, the first reading of the 22 budget adoption ordinance will be held at the regular board meeting. And the second reading of the fiscal year 2022 budget adoption ordinance will occur at the board meeting to be held on December 13th, 2021. So folks, we do this on an annual basis. We always hold a public hearing for public comment regarding the budget. And of course, you can always come to the board meeting and comment on the budget as for the first reading, the second reading, and also during the budget workshop as well. So this is not the only time you can comment on the budget. So folks, let's switch now to the 7 o'clock agenda for Monday, December 6th. So number 1 on the formal agenda for Monday is the call to order, the roll call. Number 2 is the Pledge of Allegiance. Number 3 is public comments on agenda items. And folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium and comment on items that are on the formal agenda for that evening. So moving on, we have number 4. We have amendments to the agenda. And folks, that's the appropriate time for the village president or board of trustees to revise the formal agenda for Monday night. So moving forward, we have number 5, which is a presentation. We have 5A. It's the Community Fund Commission's presentation of the 2021 Fall Decoration Awards. So moving forward, we have number 6 on our agenda for Monday night. It's the consent agenda. We have 6A, which is minutes from the board meeting held on November 22nd, 2021. We have 6B, which is bill listings for the weeks of November 22nd and November 29th, 2021, in the total amount of $480,736.32. So moving forward on our formal agenda for Monday night, December 6th, we have number 7, which is our first reading on ordinances to be codified. We have 7A, which is the first reading of an ordinance levying taxes for the fiscal year of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, commencing on the first day of January 2021 and ending on the 31st day of December 2021. The 2021 tax levy process is underway. The Library Board approved their levy on September 22nd, and the village adopted a resolution estimating the tax levy on November 8th, and several abatement ordinances will be approved on December 6th. The total levy for the village and library is $12,632,074 and has been abated to $11,640,924. It's an increase of 5%. The final amount will likely be reduced by DuPage County due to tax caps. A majority of the levy is subject to a 1.4% tax cap plus new growth. So folks, here in Illinois, we pay property taxes in arrears, and that's why I mentioned the 2021 property tax levy process. And so it kind of kicks off the whole process, and we do this on an annual basis in conjunction with the proposed budget. So moving on, we have 7B, which is a first reading of an ordinance adopting a budget for the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, for all corporate purposes in lieu of an annual appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year commencing on January 1, 2022 and ending on December 31st, 2022. The village's fiscal year 2022 budget ordinance allocates the continued provision of village services as well as significant capital investment as discussed during the village's budget presentation held at the November 22nd village board meeting and the public hearing, which will be held December 6th. The budget draft has been available for public inspection at Village Hall and the village's website. The budget covers a 12-month period from January 1 through December 31st, 2022. Again, folks, we do this on an annual basis. We bring the proposed budget forward, and this is the first reading of an ordinance adopting the budget. So moving on to 7C for Monday night, we have an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, amending certain provisions of Appendix C, Article 2, Sections 2.3 and 2.6, including 2.6.5 Basic Zoning Ordinance of the Villa Park Municipal Code. So folks, the background on this particular item includes the proposed text amendments to Article 2, Sections 2.3 and 2.6, including new item as 2.6.5 of Appendix C of the Village Code. These proposed revisions represent amendments to an article versus the entire zoning code and are proposed to better clarify code requirements and to address best practices and or current development trends. The Community Development Department and village staff performed a review of these codes and researched best practices and are recommending the modifications proposed herein. At the November 11th, 2021 public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the proposed text amendments. So folks, there's just a couple of text amendments proposed for Monday night, and they have to deal with minimum lot sizes and for lot coverage. In other words, I think one of them is you can have 50% coverage of your lot. Another one is you can have 60% coverage of your lot. And these lots are in multiple square footages. Could be 7,500, could be 10,000 square feet, et cetera, et cetera. So the smaller lot, you can have a larger coverage. The larger lot, you'd have a smaller coverage, et cetera. And then 2.6.5 refers to a chart under Article 14, Section 14. So it's just kind of in two places, and it's more user-friendly. So moving on for Monday night, we have Section 8, which is our ordinances. We have 8A, an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a letter of intent for the purchase and development of 100 and 110 South Villa Avenue. So folks, the background on this particular item is that Catalyst Partners and Marquette Companies have submitted a letter of intent to redevelop 100 and 110 South Villa into a high-density, mixed-use market-rate residential community. The $50 million development would include approximately 210 one- and two-bedroom market-rate apartments, 10,000 square feet of commercial space, and structured parking that includes at least 100 public parking spaces for the South Villa business area. So folks, just as I read, Catalyst and Marquette companies are partnering to create a high-density residential development having 210 one- and two-bedroom apartments, and this would be located in South Villa. So hopefully this is approved Monday night, and the construction can commence hopefully maybe in the spring or maybe a little bit later, but what a great addition to that area and Villa Park in general. So moving on, we have number 9 for Monday night, December 6th, which is our ordinance abating property tax levies. As part of the annual property tax process, the village routinely abates a property tax levy for debt service when it has certain funds available to pay the debt. Abating the property tax levy means that we are informing the county that we do not need property tax revenues to pay the debt service on these bonds. This is common practice for general obligation alternate revenue bonds when there are other sufficient funds to make the debt service payments. The attached ordinances will abate property taxes for 4 different bond issues in 2 different categories of bonds: TIF 3 bonds and stormwater bonds. This year we'll be abating all or a portion of 4 bonds as follows. So 2017 TIF 3 refunding bonds, because the village will have funds from debt service extension base bonds, also called rollover bonds, which will be issued here in the next few weeks. Additionally, 2017B, 2018A, and 2019A stormwater alternate revenue bonds, because the funds are available from monthly stormwater fees. So now we have 9A, which is an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2021 to pay the principal of and interest on $3,010,000 of general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source, Series 2017 of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois. Then we go to 9B, which is an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2021 to pay the principal of and interest on $1,150,000 of general obligation alternate revenue bonds, and these are sales tax alternate revenue source, Series 2017B of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois. Then we move on to 9C, which is an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2021 to pay the principal of and interest on $2,645,000 of general obligation alternate revenue bonds. These are also sales tax alternate revenue source, Series 2018A of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois. Now moving on to the final one, which is 9D, an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2021 to pay the principal of and interest on $2,735,000 of general obligation alternate revenue bonds, also known as sales tax alternate revenue source, Series 2019A of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois. So folks, on 9A through 9D will be abating the levies, and what that again means is the village has enough funding to pay the principal and interest on these particular bonds, and we don't need to levy additional funds to pay for these principal and interest on these bonds. So moving on to number 10, which is our resolution section. We have 10A, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the sale of the property at 440 East Van Buren Street, Villa Park, Illinois. So folks, the background on this particular item includes in October of 2000, as joint owners of the Sugar Creek Golf Course, the Village of Villa Park and the Elmhurst Park District purchased a .47 acre residential property located at 440 East Van Buren Street. The site is immediately west of and adjacent to the golf course parking lot. The purchase of this site was a part of a master plan that included the expansion of the clubhouse. Presently, the home is rented to a private tenant, providing the golf course annual rental income of $15,600. On August 24th, 2021, the Sugar Creek Administrative Board unanimously approved a recommendation that the parent bodies proceed with the sale of 440 East Van Buren Street, with the proceeds to be dedicated to the purchase of golf course maintenance equipment. This sale will relieve the owning entities of potential liabilities and costs associated with maintaining the rental property. Staff time will be eliminated to manage the property and respond to emergency repairs, as well as routine tenant requests. Eliminate an asset that does not provide a direct public benefit and provide funding for much needed capital spending on golf course maintenance equipment. Due to legal limitations on the Elmhurst Park District's ability to sell property, it is recommended that Elmhurst Park District transfer its 50% ownership in 440 East Van Buren Street to the village prior to closing the sale in accordance with the Local Government Property Transfer Act. On September 13, 2021, the Elmhurst Park District Board approved the sale of the house, with the proceeds to be dedicated to purchasing golf course maintenance equipment. Upon closing, the proceeds of the sale will transfer to the golf course. Staff recommends the Board of Trustees approve proceeding with the sale of the property at 440 East Van Buren Street, Villa Park, with the proceeds dedicated to the purchase of golf course maintenance equipment, and directing staff to undertake the necessary steps to complete the sale. So folks, the village owns 50% of a home located next to the golf course's parking lot, and the administrative board of the golf course, which is overseen by Elmhurst Park District and the village of Villa Park, unanimously approved selling the home so they can use the proceeds to buy new equipment to maintenance the golf course. And hopefully this will be approved Monday night. The golf course is certainly a gem here in Villa Park, used day in, day out, especially in the type of weather we're having right now. And some new equipment would be very beneficial to maintaining that park in such nice condition. So folks, moving on, for Monday night, December 6th, we have 10B, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving final plat of subdivision known as SPB Commercial Subdivision for the property located at 257 to 277 East North Avenue. Folks, the background on this particular item is that the petitioner, which is Cat Villa Park, is the owner of the subject property and seeks approval of a plat of subdivision to create one lot of record, including utility and drainage easement provisions. The proposed plat would consolidate 3 parcels into one lot of record and would comply with a condition of permit approval. At the November 11, 2021 public hearing, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted 8-0, unanimously recommending approval of the proposed plat. The subject property is located at 257 to 277 East North Avenue, which is on the south side of North Avenue, is the site of a recent new commercial development. So folks, this is the final step for this new commercial development, is consolidating 3 lots into one. And the subject property is the property of the new Shoot Point Black development. And again, that's located at 257 to 277 East North Avenue. So moving on for Monday night, we have 10C, which is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving the annual budget of the Sugar Creek Golf Course for the calendar year 2022. So folks, the background on this item is that the Sugar Creek Golf Course Administrative Board has approved the proposed Sugar Creek Golf Course budget for calendar year 2022 beginning January 1st, 2022 and ending December 31st, 2022. Proposed expenditures equal $1,283,771, and the proposed revenues equal $1,335,164, resulting in a projected net surplus of $51,393. This budget includes debt service payments from Elmhurst Park District and the Village of Villa Park totaling $225,751, and capital improvement costs of $244,000 relating to replacement of the non-compliant underground fuel tanks and replacement of aging maintenance equipment. According to the intergovernmental agreement between Villa Park and the Elmhurst Park District, the proposed budget must be presented to the village president and board of trustees for final approval. So folks, this is another item that we do on an annual basis, which is approve the budget for the Sugar Creek Golf Course, and it's on the same budget timeline as the village, January 1st through December 31st of each year. And this year's budget is proposed to have a surplus of $51,393 at the end of the fiscal year, which would be December 31st, 2022. So moving on for Monday night, we have number 11, which is our public comments on non-agenda items. Folks, that's the appropriate time for anyone in the audience to come to the podium and comment on items that are not on the formal agenda that evening. Next, we have 12, which is our village clerk's report, followed by 13, which is our village trustees report, followed by 14, which is our village president's report, followed by 15, which is my report, the village manager's report, followed by 16, which is executive closed session. We have 16A, which is pursuant to the general provisions of the Open Meetings Act. We have number 1, 5 ILCS 120-2, C1, personnel matters. We have C2, collective bargaining matters. We have C5, purchase or lease of property. We have C6, sale or lease of property. We have C11, pending litigation. Then we have C21, which is discussion of closed session minutes. And then coming out of executive session, we have number 17, which is a successor labor agreement between the Village of Villa Park and the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council. So we have 17A, which is a motion to approve successor labor agreement between the Village of Villa Park and the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council effective May 1st, 2021 through April 30th, 2025. So folks, this is a 4-year contract, and we've been going through ongoing negotiations. It's taken us a while due to COVID and some other items, but we've reached an agreement with the FOP. And so this is on the agenda for Monday night, and with the agreement, the wages will be retroactive back to May 2021. And then, again, it's a 4-year contract, and we're all set until April 30th, 2025. So moving forward, we have number 18 on the agenda, which is adjournment, followed by 19, which is our next meeting, is scheduled for December 13th, 2021. So folks, if you have some time, tune in to our TV stations, or you can tune in to our YouTube platform and watch it live, or you can come in person. And if you do come in person, we'll be following social distancing guidelines, wearing masks, things of that nature. And again, my name is Rich Keener. It's my honor to be the village manager for the Village of Villa Park. Take care, and we'll see you soon.